first video, and we are going to start our first project for distance learning for Art 1. And although it's unfortunate that we're not in the classroom, we are fortunate that we left at a good place to start this project. So our first project is going to be a 2-point perspective city. And so we've been getting ready for that. And in short, our project is a 2-point perspective city, and it will be due on Tuesday, March 31st. So let's talk a little bit about how we're going to achieve that. So I'm going to make a few videos, and these videos will sort of help you work your way through. So we're on our first video, the 2-point perspective city. And I'm going to include a bit of a review. We'll go over some basics. I'm also going to post a short video of simple review, how to do stripes, and how to do shading. So, adding stripes to a building or to a box, figuring out how to draw columns, those things will really make your boxes suddenly look like buildings. Next, I'm going to post a short video on how to do lettering. It's surprisingly simple, but it is a new skill. So we'll do a drawing, and when you're ready to add lettering to your city, you will be able to do it. The next video is I'm going to show you how to draw pointed roofs. It's another technique, and what we'll do is we'll learn how to find the center of a box in perspective, and then how to draw a pitched roof or a pointed roof. Next, I'll give you some input on how to use linear perspective and combine it with nature. We've been drawing all these cities and roads, but nature does obey the laws of perspective, just maybe not as mathematically perfect. And then lastly, I'll just do a video just with, any sort of advanced topics, or if I get emailed some questions, maybe just ideas on how to make our projects cooler, like maybe make a hole in the ground, or in that nature idea, how to draw just a few natural things so that it doesn't look like it's just all these man-made objects. So that's our goal. And in the end, we will hopefully end up with a convincing building and drawing of a city in 2-point perspective. So let's get started. So here we are. I've got my piece of paper that is 12 inches, which is a foot, by 18 inches, a foot and a half. So 12 by 18. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my left vanishing point and my right vanishing point. And because it's hard to see, I'm going to highlight them with a yellow highlighter. So my tiny dot's right in there. My other tiny vanishing point is right there. Not a step you have to do, but a step that I want to do just to help you see. Now, I'm also going to have us do one new step that's just a little unusual. I'm going to have us draw a border. One thing that you'll find happens is that right as you get to the vanishing point, things will get really pinched and look a little bit odd. So I'm going to keep my 2 points as far apart as I can, but I'm going to measure 1 inch, and I've already done that. So here's my ruler, and I measured 1 inch from the edge, 1 inch from the right edge, and I'm going to do a 1-inch border from the top to the bottom. And I'm going to do the same on the left side. Here's the left side, so I've already measured 1 inch. You can see my little dot in 1 inch. And here is my 1-inch border on the left side. And so I'm going to use this vanishing point, but I'm not going to draw anything inside of this space. That way nothing's going to get too close to the vanishing point and look too pinched. Now, you're now ready to start drawing your city. And just as a reminder, you're going to draw boxes and make them look like city buildings. The way we're going to do that is really with just 2 rules. We're either going to draw vertical lines, or we're going to draw lines that go to the left or to the right vanishing points. There's only 2 choices. You can almost think of this less as a drawing and more that you're graphing your image. And what I mean is that you don't have to think that much. If you find yourself guessing and not knowing how to draw it, you're actually probably doing something wrong, because you can start with a vertical, right? A vertical line. And then you can connect it to the vanishing point. So here's my vertical, and I'm going to line up my ruler to that vanishing point. No guessing. I'm going to draw a line. Now I could continue it all the way here. I'm not going to, but it is following my rules. It is lined up to the vanishing point. And I'm going to do the same thing at the top of this vertical line. Here's my vertical. I'm going to take my ruler from the vertical and line it up where? To the vanishing point. So I'm lined up right there. There we are. And it's lined up. And then I'm going to terminate this with a vertical line. Now let's do the same on the other side. Here's my vertical. I'm going to line it up here. I'll slide it over. Put it here. Draw it. And again, I could draw it all the way, but I'm not going to. It's lined up. That's all it has to do. That's what the rule is. My vanishing point, so here's my ruler. My vertical. And it's lined up to the vanishing point. So I'm going to draw a line, probably right to there. Now this should all be review. And we even went over how to do a sidewalk. A sidewalk is a really short box, right? I'm going to draw a little short vertical. I'm going to repeat those steps. I'm going to go, I lined up my vertical and I have it going to the vanishing point. Again, I'm going to line it up to the vertical. So here's my vertical, here's my ruler, and I'm going to angle it here. No, no, yes, right here to the vanishing point. Let's do the same on the other side. Again, I know my ruler's all the way here, but right here, do you see how I have it lined up on the vertical? And it's going to my vanishing point. That's beginning to look like a sidewalk. Maybe I'll continue this line all the way to the vanishing point. Maybe I'll go to this vertical all the way to this vanishing point. And I want to draw the the divisions you often see in a sidewalk. You know how sidewalks are often divided into kind of blocks? I want to draw those, but I don't have to guess with the angle. What I do is I line it up to a vanishing point. See how this line here, how did I get that angle? I went to the vanishing point in this drawing. So let's do it in the drawing we're working on. I think I need a slightly longer ruler. And so I'm going to start drawing those lines. I'm going to use the vanishing point, and it's going to go kind of to the opposite vanishing point. Do you see that? Now I want a line here. What angle do I make it? I don't know. Instead, I just line it up to this vanishing point. See that yellow dot? Look at my rulers right there. And you do have to be flexible because the angle of my lines keep changing because I'm moving my ruler, and because it's staying on this vanishing point. Ooh, my ruler slipped on me. There we go. See how good that looks? I'm going to do the same thing for this side of the sidewalk, and I'm going to draw lines, and they're going to go back to that vanishing point. So here we are. You see I'm on my vanishing point. That's actually looking good, right? And then I'll do another line. I'm lined up to the vanishing point. And what I think is so important at this point is to pause and see that we've kind of begun. We had a building, we have a sidewalk, and everything we've drawn is either a vertical line or a line that goes to the left or to the right vanishing point. If you've guessed it all, you've made a mistake. Let's zoom in real quick on the sidewalk. So see how this vertical looks like the sidewalk standing up? Just like if you were going to draw a person, a tree, the corner of a building, verticals make things tall. Vanishing points make things look like they're vanishing in the distance. So with that in mind, here's a line vanishing in the distance, and right here, it turns because it's standing tall. That's where you would step up, right? So I can put some little verticals. Again, here's where my sidewalk is vanishing in the distance. This line's going to a vanishing point, and right here it's turning, and that's where it's tall. So it's funny because we know that. If I told you to draw somebody standing up, you'd draw a vertical. If I told you to just draw a house, you would draw a vertical line to make it look tall. So it's something that you naturally know.